fantasy owners. This is Sean, the Fantasy Ace with the Hat, here to bring you the latest tips, tricks, and tools you need to dominate your leagues and contests. And this week we are talking about Talladega Superspeedway. This giant track is known for pack racing, and by that I mean that drivers tend to race in giant groups, all for position. When drivers get in these groups, this can lead to something called the big one, a big giant crash that ends up taking out a good chunk of the field during the race. So one of the key aspects to doing well at Talladega as a fantasy owner is to choose drivers that will end up being safer picks, or drivers that will tend to make their way towards the end of the race unscathed. With that in mind, here are my 5 picks to spotlight this week at Talladega. Starting off, we have Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is one of the favorites at this track. He also is a 6-time winner at Talladega, including the race earlier this year. He also is the 3rd fastest in final practice, and he has the best driver rating of the entire Sprint Cup Series at Talladega of 92.8. And those are some reasons why I definitely like him for this track. Look for him to do real well. At Talladega, it's hard to find a driver that's consistent and finish really well. Brad Keselowski, on the other hand, fulfills this very nicely, and that's because he's a 3-time winner, including last year's race. He also has 4 top 5 finishes at Talladega, and he also is fastest in final practice. He even has an average finish of 15.6. And those are just some of the qualities I really like about him, and fantasy owners should really like him this week for their lineups. Remember, anything can happen at Talladega, so even a good sleeper pick could end up being the winner. In this case, we got Jamie McMurray. And Jamie McMurray has a real good history at superspeedway tracks because he has 4 wins at superspeedways, including 2 at Talladega. He even has 6 top 5 finishes and an average finish of 20.0. I mean, he's got a lot of real likable qualities to him this week, and I think he's going to be a real solid pick. Fits your lineup very nicely. Next up, we have a driver whose value is so low that he's practically a steal, and that is Ryan Blaney. He also finished 2nd in final practice, and he even finished 4th at Talladega earlier this year. He's coming off of a top 10 finish at Kansas even, that gives him a bunch of momentum coming in, which is good to have at a track like this. I definitely like him this week. One driver who will define the meaning of safe pick this week is going to be Landon Cassill. He has an average finish of 24.9 at Talladega, but the thing to know even more, though, is he's the 6th best closer at this track. He has an average spot gain of 5.4 in the last 10% of Talladega races, and that alone makes him a real good pick for this week. That has been the weekly DFS NASCAR report starring me, Sean, the Fantasy Ace with the Hat. If you guys want to talk more NASCAR with me, be sure to follow me on Twitter at SeanMan247. And I thank you guys so very much for watching this, and good luck!